I'm Jessica Ganawa, a lecturer of International Relations at Flinders University in Australia, and I'm speaking today with Maksym Yali, Professor of International Relations at the National Aviation University in Kyiv. Thanks so much for joining me today, Maxim. I wanted to just get your reaction on the bombings that we've heard about taking place today, 18th of April, in Lviv, and how significant a development is this, given that Russia has so far refrained from excessive bombing towards the west and in the city of Lviv. So can you comment on what we know so far and how you interpret or understand this in terms of the indications for where Russia is going, Russia's strategy in this war?
So firstly, I would like to mention that it's far not the first missile attack particularly even on Lviv and the west of Ukraine. They started since the 24th of February, mostly on military objects. And this time about, if I'm not mistaken, 4 missiles reached Lviv, and due to the latest information, they were launched from the Caspian Sea from aircrafts. So due to the current information, what we know. And the difference is that between, what they did before, so they struck not on military objects, and most of them got nearby railway station, and that's the most important and the biggest difference. Because I'm following Russian media as well, propaganda, just to realize what they are going to do next, because traditionally, usually, they prepare their population, the supporters of Putin, who are who watch Russian TV, these propaganda talk shows, etc. They usually prepare them beforehand, and Russian speakers pro-Kremlin usually announce, and then they check up the reaction of population, yes, and then do it. Or if it concerns military strategy, mostly we could already see after that more than 50 days of full-fledged war, that firstly they announce what they're gonna do, especially the most radical propagandists, so-called hoax, yes, and then we can see it. And
so you mean just to clarify, they actually announce the military strike or operation that is going to take place in Russian propaganda?
No, there are military speakers, mostly of them now, and they say, like, advising what Russian armed forces should do next, what they lack.
I see.
And just during last few days, the most important, it was thesis that we should strike on railway stations, railways, because these are the ways by which Western countries supply military assistance, tanks, artillery, etc. So, and it comes from the West. So most of it from Poland. And they understood already that, especially taken into account that the battle for Donbass is going to begin just in few days, I guess. Tomorrow, today, it can already, any day. They understand that if they cut off the supply of military aid, assistance to Ukraine, they will not reach their goals because already the number and of military assistance raises during last few weeks, which is very important, and necessary equipments as well. So therefore, they understand that if they don't cut off this supply, they will not reach their goals. So it was like a first, I would say, strike on the railway station in Lviv. And I expect actually the increase of such strikes, because before that they were saying, okay, it is a special military operation. They intensified that they are not bombing and attacking civilian objects, though they do keep doing and started doing it since the beginning of the war, of this phase, I mean. And now they are showing that they, as you know, they are also sending messages to the West, even through diplomatic sources. Minister of Foreign Affairs of Russia sent note to the US Department of States, stop supplying Ukraine with weapons, etc., etc. So I guess they are preparing their population, even especially after we managed to sink their missile cruiser Moskva lately. As you know, we discussed it. They already preparing their population to a full-fledged war. Not they are saying more and more speakers that okay, it's not already a special military operation, it's a full-fledged war. They are preparing their population to mobilization as well. Speakers, MPs, more and more such statements taking place in on Russian TV and Russian media. So it's another stage, I would say, and I'm expecting they will attack more and more civilian objects because you know, we are joking already. If to listen to the Ministry of Defense of Russia, they have already destroyed everything here for many times.
Yeah. So some of the reports that come across in the Russian propaganda, I guess, that you're listening to are just clearly inaccurate. But what I'm understanding also from what you're saying is that you're expecting that Russia will continue to increase its offensive across all of Ukraine and not sort of contain that to the east and southeastern regions, which there've been sort of some speculation that that's what they're planning to do.
Well, as I told you, so they already, besides, started attacking attacks today on the south, Zaporizhia. You know, it's one of the biggest cities controlled by Ukraine on the south, and they also want to occupy it and declare it as a goal and aim since 2014. They were trying to also to do their referendum, etc., etc. And also they understand, as you know, for Russian people, it's very important data, Victory Day, the 9th of May. And of course, Putin realizes that they should, as it is traditional since even Second World War, to give some results. At least the most important, they need to capture Mariupol completely. And also they will start to do a referendum in Kherson. They also declare it, and it was the latest news yesterday by a human rights representative in our parliament that they are already printing these lists, bulletins. I can't call them so, but anyway, they are preparing in Kakhovka. It's a small city in Kherson region. So, and they are planning to do it by the 9th of May, I suppose, and to declare a new so-called Kherson People Republic. They were planning to do it since March, since the beginning of March, but people were protesting, kept going on protests, and they keep going protests. But of course, they are trying their best to suppress these meetings, pro-Ukrainian meetings. They capture activists, people. Well, there are a lot of such cases when their police forces capture people and they just escape, the most active ones. And we could see it even on videos when still there was such a possibility, when people were going out, that they were looking for the most active and started beating them, capture them into prison, etc. And then they escape, just escape. There are a lot of such cases in all occupied cities, small towns, plenty of such information.
Yeah, I see. And we'll keep following that situation as it unfolds. Well, thank you so much. I really appreciate your quick update today on the current situation in Ukraine, and I look forward to talking to you again soon.